party ground, and Bowie.
Well, that was absolutely cat.
Hello, very good evening to you, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Nod's Football Stand on this Monday evening. I nearly said Saturday evening, because I normally do a stream Saturday or a Sunday. I don't normally do YouTube on a Wednesday and then the next stream being on a Monday. I'm not normally used to that, but it is what it is, really, I suppose. Joined by Mr. Owen Coyle. Niall will be with us in a couple of moments. Well, how are you, mate?
Yeah, good, mate. Thanks for having me on. Just just enjoying the football at the moment. Some cracking games recently.
Yeah, we'll be talking a bit about the Premier League games as well this weekend. Also talking about the FA Cup. The FA Cup quarter-final ties, which are taking place this weekend as well. Some big ties in there as well. But make sure you get involved in the live chat throughout. I'll just put out that we're actually live, because I know a lot of people don't know that we're live because they never have the notifications turned on, like lazy sods. If you sub, you should always have your notifications turned on. All right, we're live now. Come and tune in. Link is here. Right. And copy and paste that. Oh, balls. Blah, blah, blah. Drop a like if you haven't already done so. Bad, I mean, marvellous. Niles should be with us in a moment. All being well. Anyways, decent weekend for United. I mean, well, it's practically this fortnight in football because we weren't on last week. The Manchester derby was a disaster, but I think, to be honest, with no Bruno, no Ronaldo, etc., loads of players missing, I knew it was going to be a long day. But we responded well, and Ronaldo played probably his best game of the season against Spurs.
Yeah, it was brilliant. Obviously, as you said, like the derby was shocking. Apart from Sancho's goal, we were awful. So we needed a response, and yeah, I mean, it was a brilliant response. I think in the game we didn't play amazingly well, but it was just at the end of the day when we're playing against people we're in theory going for the top four with, we kind of have to win those games by hook or by crook. So, I think Ronaldo getting those goals at the end of the day, it just has to. It doesn't matter about the performance at this stage of the season. It's just about the result, and that's what big players like Ronaldo do.
Yeah, very true. I thought the performance was excellent. A lot of people, I saw quite a few people complaining about the penalty, but I had no complaints. Literally, I was watching it when I got home from the mass game. Didn't do a live stream, obviously, because I actually got home, quickly I got some tea and then came in and watched the United game. So I didn't actually get into the house, started watching United game until about 5:45. Just as I turned on, 30 seconds later, Ronaldo scores a screamer. So I turned on at the right time. The penalty that Spurs got, no complaints at all. It was blatant. And I think even if it had gone to VAR, Tellers' arm was in an unnatural position anyway. So I don't think anyone could have too many complaints about that. Maguire with an own goal. I mean, that was inevitable at some point this season. And apparently he was wearing pink boots, and Mark Goldbridge was blaming the pink boots again, wasn't he? Nothing new there, though. But Maguire has been one of the lousiest players this season. Well, what's new? £80 million for a player who can't defend, and two, can't even take charge of that defence. He's the captain, and he does nothing. It's ridiculous, really. But the performance, I thought,
didn't that whole lad what's his name, El Nusi or something, apparently openly criticised Maguire, saying he was a shocking leader, he shouldn't be captain of Manchester United. I'm like, that's the one. Yeah, so a little bit brutal there. But Maguire's just, what I don't get right is I get Maguire costs 80 million, and whatever you do, you're not getting 80 million back. It's just happening. You'll be lucky if you get 40. But what's wrong with Lindelof or Bailly? That's about it. Like, what's wrong with Lindelof? Like, I thought him and Varane, when they played together, have been very good.
I don't know. I think it's just because with Ralph having Maguire as captain. I mean, put it this way, I think a lot of people criticise Ralph for some of the performances, but I don't think Ralph's done too bad considering some of the players that are still in the team from when Ollie was here. When Ollie was here, the performances were garbage, but I think a lot of the players just didn't take responsibility. They were all looking at Ollie like, well, what the hell are we meant to do? You know, and I think it's the same with Ralph. He won't accept that. And the performance against City, well, we just got blown away by the better side. I don't think we had one shot in the second half, to be honest with you. And some of the goals we conceded were absolutely cack. Against Spurs, a penalty and an own goal. Spurs were lucky to even get one goal in that game, personally. I didn't think they were that good. Yet Spurs fans are saying, oh, we should have beaten United by 4 goals. Well, you got what you deserved now, really. You were lucky with the 2 goals you got. So, you know, it's one of them things. But United's next game is a very tough one, and it sort of goes into Champions League a little bit. It's the second leg against Atletico Madrid. Now, it's one of those where whoever turns up will win the game. And Ralph said before the first leg, and I don't know if you remember this, Owen, he said the first leg will be a draw, it'll be won at Old Trafford. He went to Atletico just to get a draw, really, to be honest with you. We didn't look like winning that game. We were going there for a draw, take it back to Old Trafford, not lost at Old Trafford in the Champions League this season. You know, realistically, we should win it, but Atletico Madrid are a fantastic side, so it's going to be a very difficult game.
Yeah, I mean, and also like the fact that there's no away goal rule, so obviously it kind of plays into our favour because we don't have to worry as much about conceding as long as we win the game. So you know that's a good thing. But obviously Atletico, you know, they played quite well at home, I thought, against us, and I think we kind of got a bit lucky to actually come away with a draw. I mean, it was a fantastic result looking back, but you know, I think they're going to come with probably Griezmann and Suarez, who, you know, didn't actually play in the last game, or Griezmann came on for a bit, but you know, I think it's going to be a tough game, but I don't know. I just feel like hopefully the momentum from the Spurs game and might, you know, hopefully take us through. But Atletico have been playing well as well, so I think he might be the tie of the round, to be fair. And you know, I think we'll do all right, to be honest. I think we might win, but it will be close. But yeah, Ragnick, if we win, he's got it spot on. So fair play.
Yeah. By the way, I don't know if Nal can hear me. I've just put something in the 5 chat. If you try turning your camera off and then back on again, it might work. Because I don't know why, but this never normally happens when Nal's on. For some reason, his camera is lagging. His camera's lagging more times than Harry Maguire's at the back, anyways. So there you go. But his camera's lagging so much, it doesn't normally happen. I've just said, to put it this way, if it keeps lagging, then you might as well just have the camera turned off. You can still, obviously, you don't have to have your camera on all the time on here. Some people come on and sometimes have it on, some people don't. So I say it's just up to them, really. But could do without laggy cameras. It's one of the things. I haven't got into live chat, by the way, yet. I know we're 9 minutes in. Hello, Scotty B. Hello, famous man. What's the dinner today? By the way, if my camera lags for like a split second, it does that sometimes when I'm trying to get the comments up. So what's the dinner tonight? You start this so early, you must eat your dinner at 4. Well, I just have my dinner any time, to be honest with you. I had me Chicago Town pizzas, which I had for dinner. That was about about 3. So I just have it any time of the day. I'm not bothered what time I have them. Let me guess, you had your dinner? Yeah, I already had my dinner well before. What's going, Daz? Hello, Enigmatic. Hope you're doing well, mate. Great hat-trick to take the most goals ever scored as well. Yes, 807.
Yeah, I think so. 807.
Two seconds.
Yeah, I think it was 807. Well, hopefully, just hopefully you can carry that on, to be honest, because we need. I think I have a feeling you might score. You might score against Atletico. To be fair.
I think we will score against Atletico. I mean, he does have a good Ronaldo has a good record against Atletico, but I mean, the times he scores, he always seems to score at Old Trafford. He doesn't seem to score too many away from home. Evening doesn't guess. Yeah, I think it's 807 now he's on. Just currently messaging Niall at the moment. He's saying he thinks his internet or his computer's playing up. I've just said, could you possibly come on with your camera off, maybe? I mean, that's fine, really. You can have your camera off, whatever. You. Also, by the way, if you haven't already done so, drop a like. That'd be marvellous. Not many in the stream tonight, but there never seems to be many in the stream, is there, normally when we do these? I don't know whether it's because everyone has to tea at 6 o'clock or whatever.
Maybe.
I always say 5 o'clock is tea time. And 5 o'clock tea time is for a lot of people, actually. Originally, it's always been 6 o'clock. I mean, I could possibly change it to 7 on occasions, but the only thing is it's if I've got a game on that night, I can't do it at 7. By the way, England's match against Ivory Coast at Wembley on the 29th of March will support DEC humanitarian's appeal for Ukraine.
Okay.
That's just some breaking news that's come up on the Sky Sports News. It's obviously shown support for Ukraine during these really tough times. But what can you do? What can you do for them things? Got to go on to Everton here, and I don't know what's going on with Everton. Personally, they had a Liverpool reject in Rafa Benitez, agent Rafa, doing terribly for them. They've got Frank Lampard, and they're doing just as bad, if not worse. Their defence, I think, is their main problem. They've got a championship defence. It's going Pete Tong at the minute for them, let's be honest.
It is, yeah. I mean, and their next games are pretty bad, aren't they? As well, you know. So I mean, it's just going to be one of those things where I can't believe at the start of the season you said that Everton were staring down the barrel. That you wouldn't have believed it, but you know they're just terrible at the moment. They're absolutely terrible.
And the bad thing for them, mate, is they're currently 17th. Norwich are bottom by 5 points. They're 5 points away from bottom of the league. The only way they are not in the relegation zone, Watford beat Southampton. They're level on points, and there's only goal difference separating them and the relegation zone. With Watford having a goal difference of minus 26, mine's goal difference of 26, and Everton's goal difference is shockingly for Everton, is minus 19. They've conceded nearly 50 goals this season.
It's mad, yeah. You get it. Well, that's going down.
They've got a game in hand on Burnley and 2 games in hand on Watford and Norwich. But Burnley have got 2 games in hand on Norwich and Watford. So Burnley could climb out of the bottom 3 and send Everton in there. And Everton's next fixtures, by the way, get involved in live chat, by the way, throughout the stream. Everton's next fixtures are not nice ones, it's fair to say. Certainly, if
No.
you're Everton, they're not good ones. So
I
the
think
lost
that game's
5
down.
Spurs, they got a reality check. They struggled to beat Bournemouth. They only beat them 2-0. They lost to Southampton. They've lost to Newcastle. Yeah, they beat Leeds. If anyone could beat Leeds, really, unless you're Norwich. They lost to Wolves as well. That was a shocking defeat for them. Their next fixtures is another team that's in the relegation half, which is Newcastle. I don't know what's happening with Niall, whether he's coming back on or what's going on, because he thinks his internet, or he might be refreshing his computer. I don't know. His computer or his internet's going wonky tonight. So at the minute, it's just the two of us. Just the two of us. We can now. So Everton's next fixtures, a tough one against Newcastle. They got Crystal Palace away in the cup. I can't see Palace losing that the way they're playing. So Palace should go through to the semis. So the next Prem games, Newcastle.
That's a big game for them.
West Ham away, they're getting beat. United at home. The Merseyside derby, which they'll get beat to Liverpool. Chelsea, Leicester, Brentford, Arsenal. Their last 5 games of the season are Liverpool, Chelsea, Leicester, Brentford, and Arsenal. 5 terrible games. They've also got 3 games in hand, and I don't know who their 3 games in hand are against. I might say here, actually. So Newcastle's won their games in hand. I know that. So they've got Newcastle's won their games in hand. Because they've got another 12 games to go.
Yeah. And also they might have another game in hand because they play Crystal Palace this weekend in the Cup.
Yeah. So they've got games in hand. They've got games that they can do it. But if Burnley can somehow climb their way out of the relegation zone and send Everton in there, if Everton are in the relegation zone come the final 5 games of the season, bye. Because there's no way on God's earth are they going to be able to climb up the table when you've got Liverpool, Chelsea, Arsenal all coming up, as well as Leicester City, who are doing decent as well. I thought they were unlucky against Arsenal, mind. But we'll get on to the Premier League games this weekend anyway. But we spoke about the United game against Spurs. That's a good result. The top 4 battle is still on. And we currently lead. Well, we don't lead the top 4 anymore. We were leading the top 4, but now Arsenal are now a point ahead of us, and they've got 3 games in hand on us, which isn't ideal. Chelsea, if they're not careful, could drop out. West Ham are still in there battling for top 4. Wolves are slowly coming up the table. Spurs sort of dipping here and there. I mean, that Spurs result was important for us. Don't get me wrong, very important. Relegation battle, though. Literally, Everton Everton above the relegation zone on goal difference. Watford, Burnley, and Norwich all in the bottom 3. I think Norwich are definitely down this season. Sorry, Scotty, but I've said before, you're not good enough for the Prem. Quite simply, well, you're good in the Championship, but you're not good enough in the Prem. Leeds are on 26, 4 points ahead of Everton. Brentford are on 30, 4 points ahead of Leeds. Newcastle are on 31. And then Brighton obviously on 13 from 33. And I think Brighton and Leicester will both stay up easily. I don't think either of them be in the relegation scrap. So Newcastle, Brentford, Leeds, Everton, at the minute, Watford and Burnley. Any of them 2 teams could go down. But I think realistically, it's going to be it's going to be Watford, Norwich. and dare I say Everton, possibly. But two of the teams that win the bottom three are definitely going to go. But well, three of them are going to go. But I mean, two of the
Two are down, yeah.
in the relegation zone will go, and I think realistically it might be Watford as well as Norwich. If Norwich can somehow come back and stay up, it would be one of the most remarkable survivals you'll ever see in the Premier League. I know a lot of people have said Sunderland's survivals have been good, but if Norwich can come from only 17 points out of a possible 17 points out of a possible 87, 29. Yeah. 17 points out of a possible 87 for Norwich, and have conceded 63 goals. Surprisingly, Leeds are statistically the worst defence in the league. They've conceded 2 more goals than Norwich. 65 they've scored. They've conceded, sorry. And Norwich have only scored 18 goals this season, which just isn't enough. And by the way, also one thing, the Wolves are climbing up the table. They've only scored 29 goals.
That's quite, yeah.
Them, Brighton. So they're like the 4th or 5th lowest scorers in the league, along with Watford, Burnley, 6th, sorry. So Norwich, Burnley, Brighton, who else is there? Everton, then Wolves and Watford. So they're like the 5th or 6th lowest scoring team. Yet they're in the top 7. Like, I don't understand it. But they've only conceded 23 goals this season, so they've got one of the best defences in the league, but one of the worst attacks in the league. I mean, with that sort of form, you'd be expecting sort of bottom half of the table. They're nearly in the top 6. They're climbing for the top 4. It's unbelievable. It's just unbelievable how, you could be the worst scorers in the league, have the best defence and be in the top half. But I think it's the defence that's sort of done it, really. Against Everton, I mean, they were rather lucky against Everton, to be honest with you, don't get me wrong, but Everton in front of goal are diabolical. With Carlson and Dominic Calvert-Lewin will definitely go at the end of the season, I think. Be surprised if they don't, personally. Everton will stay up. I think they'll manage to pull a late one together. I think that's Kieran. Hello, Kieran. We were relegated when we lost to Brentford at home. Well, yeah, to be honest with you. I'm not going to lie. I went for a draw for that game, but I had a feeling Brentford would beat you. Norwich were relegated when we lost to a team called Brentford. I haven't been in the Prem since World War II. Yeah, well, there goes me can. Luckily, it wasn't open. But that's the Premier League for you. It's been quite an unpredictable season, really, hasn't it? We've had teams come up. Brentford have come up. I mean, they're in the relegation now, but they were in the top 10 at one point this season. Always seems to be something called second season syndrome. This has happened with Sheffield United as well. And it also happened with Watford as well. Leeds as well. Teams that get promotion immediately do rather well in the first season, unless you're Norwich. They do well in the first season.
Poor Scotty.
This isn't worse Norwich tonight, but I'm just saying in general. Teams do well in the first season. And then the second season, reality check. Down you go. Sheffield United was the same. Did well first season, then got into Europe, and straight back down next season. And Borough, by the way, are up and down and up and down. So, like a few clubs. So, it's one of the things. But I think this is going to be one of the most entertaining top 4 and also most entertaining relegation battles this season. Yeah.
No, I think it... For me personally, I think 2 out of. I think I agree. Watford and Norwich, I think, are down, but I wouldn't be surprised if Burnley managed somehow to stay up. Like, obviously, they've got Weghorst now, and they've
They
got.
always seem to manage, don't they?
Yeah, like, I don't know how they do it. They just Sean Dyche always seems to sort of like pull a rabbit out of the hat. So, I think I wouldn't be surprised. And to be honest, if there's a team that's going to replace them, it's going to be Everton at the moment.
Big
So,
Wins FC.
I think maybe Burnley might just go down, but I wouldn't be surprised if. I think it'll either be Everton or I think it's Leeds, Everton, Burnley, which are sort of going to be the last spot in the relegation zone. I think one of those three.
Yeah, Burnley looked very good against Brighton when I watched them. Yeah, fair enough. Were you at the Amex when they played against Liverpool? I didn't understand the first. I was wondering at first when I saw the game, thinking, why are they playing in yellow and blue? Why do you new make it? Then I realised Ukraine. It's like, yes. By the way, that Sanchez incident, blatant red, I think. But I think the reason they didn't give the red card for him was because the people on VAR, I think, maybe thought that he was coming out to get the ball and Luis Diaz went into him. But for me, his arm's gone into him. His foot's nearly up his chin. For me, it's a red card. It's a red card all day. Doesn't matter what way you look at it. If that's not a red card, then bloody hell, what is? If that's not classed as a red card, what is going to be classed as a red card? Oh, someone tripping over their eyelash. I don't bloody know, Read me Ukraine comment at 6:13. Are you doing the £350 thing where you house someone from Ukraine? I doubt it because the house isn't big enough to fit Ukraine in. No, I doubt it anyways. Right. Yeah, that's Sanchez. I don't know how it's not a red card, personally. And either way, Liverpool still won the game with the 2 goals, right? The 2 goals that they conceded. That Luis Diaz goal, right? And I've just seen it here back again on Sky Sports News, right? Yeah, Sanchez goes into him. Should have been a red card, to be honest with you. But it's a long ball from Joel Matip, who's just been played a month rather in the Premier League. Diaz gets his head to it. The keeper, the keeper makes the right decision to coming out. But the Brighton defenders have got to be more alert. It's a soft goal to concede.
Yeah, it was. He scores essentially like a header. And it's like he shouldn't be happening. But yeah, Sanchez should have been sent off, and then obviously the penalty was. It probably was a penalty, to be fair.
Blatant, really.
Yeah. So Brighton are kind of like a halfway house team, aren't they? They're sort of mid-table.
I remember Garrick saying once on a stream, he says, we always do well in the Premier League. We always do well at the start of the season. First half of the season, we do well. As soon as we get to sort of January, February time, I think he said, straight down. It's literally, what do I say? 4 months FC, should I say? There's 9 months in the Premier League, but they only play well for half a season, then they start dropping off. And speaking of Brighton, their next games aren't too easy. Spurs, Norwich, which is a big game for them, they've got to win that. But the way Brighton are playing at the minute, I wouldn't be surprised if Norwich gets something from that. They've then got Arsenal, Tottenham. Tottenham again? Their game in hand against Tottenham. Right. So they're playing Tottenham at home because that was a game in hand, but it wasn't played. I think it wasn't played because of Boba playing against them or something. Oh, it must have been postponed ages ago. But they've got Tottenham at home in that rescheduled game. And then at home to Norwich, big game for them. Away to Arsenal, you've lost. Away to Toilet Seat. Home to Southampton. away to Wolves, and their last 3 games, United at the Amex, then off to Elland Road, and then the final game of the season is against West Ham. Tough 3 games, that is. Tough 3 games.
It's no. So I was going to say, it seems like a lot of teams have a hard last few games of the season.
I know United. I don't think United's final fixtures are that hard. But
no,
there's a few banana skins in it. I mean, Arsenal's a tough game.
I think we might have Chelsea near the end of the season.
Chelsea, with the way Chelsea are playing at the minute and what's going on, I think we'd beat Chelsea. Because I saw Chelsea play against Newcastle. They did not look good.
No,
I will say, if they play like that at the Riverside, they've lost.
Well, hopefully they do.
I mean, I hope they do, and I hope we play well. Because we're good at home. We're one of 9 wins on the bounce at home. If Chelsea come to the Riverside and underestimate us and just think it's going to be a walk in the park, they're going to lose, because we'll go for it. We will definitely go for it. We're at home, 30,000 Bow fans, and I've only sold 1,500 tickets from Chelsea, by the way, because of all the stuff going on. It's a shame for Chelsea what's going on at the minute, but these things happen, you know. It's the UK government. Hello, NMP Football. Hope you're doing well, mate. Drop a like if you haven't already done so. Getting boost open for today, and up your nose! There we go. So we got Arsenal and Chelsea. We then have Brentford, should win. Then Brighton and Crystal Palace. So Arsenal, Brentford, Brighton, Chelsea, and Palace. Last 5 games of the season. I say Brighton and Brentford are 2 teams we should win. Palace could be a banana skin. It's last game of the season as well.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, Palace. I don't really know. Like, especially being at Selhurst Park, like, you know, that's going to be difficult. But hopefully by then, Palace aren't really fighting for anything. So, you know, they might be a bit. You know, they might sort of what do you call it? Like have their flip flops on, sort of on the beach.
Slippers, yeah.
But I mean, Chelsea's second last game of the season is tasty, especially if we're still going for top 4.
Yeah, definitely. I don't think Niall's coming back on. I think his internet's just had it for today. Going to talk about the sort of a fairly big game with regards to the relegation battle. Brentford, I think, are probably guaranteed. I think Brentford will stay up easily. They beat Burnley by 2-0. 2 goals from Ivan Toney in the last 10 minutes. Talk about leaving it late. Also, red card for Collins. I mean, I don't know if you saw the penalty incident, but literally, Ivan Toney was through. It was. I don't think he could have had too many complaints over that. And Thomas Frank has now described Ivan Toney as one of the best, if not the best, penalty takers in the world. I mean, I think that's going a bit far. Maybe one of the best penalty takers in the Premier League, but certainly not one of the best Premier League penalty takers in the world. You know, he's not a Ronaldo, he's not a Messi, he's not an Mbappe. I mean, Messi's Mr. Penn, but, you know, he's Levy doesn't miss penalties either. You know, I wouldn't say he's one of the best penalty takers in the world. I would certainly agree he's one of the best penalty takers in the league, but to say he's one of the best in the world, no.
No, yeah. And it's one thing that's going to set him up to fail, won't it? Because obviously, when he misses, everyone's just going to say, "Oh, yeah, he's clearly not the best penalty taker in the world." So it puts more pressure on him.
Well, yeah. I know it's going down. I think even Scotty B will tell you the down. Well, he's already said no to relegated anyway. So there you go. I think we know that now. Ivan Toney's best penalty taker from West London. Yeah. So
maybe you can claim that.
In the world. No chance. No chance.
Yeah, maybe you can claim that.
Well, yeah, there's a trophy for you. Norwich are doomed. Yeah. think so. There were some interesting games on Sunday. Obviously, Chelsea, Newcastle. I thought Newcastle were going to hang on to a point, and that was one of the most boring games of the season. That was, by the way. I was saying, Norwich. I was saying to people, I'm saying Norwich not Norwich. Chelsea really didn't look good against Newcastle. If they play like that at the Riverside Stadium, they'll get beat. They've got to play better than that. Quite simply. Kai Havertz as well with the winning goal. I mean, I didn't think he had a great season last season, but he's doing well this season. He's on really good form. 4 goals in his last 3 at the minute.
Yeah, pretty good.
Doing well. Havertz was lucky not to get sent off. Well, Chelsea for you. But I want to say about it, the new signings that Newcastle have made are Chris Wood. What a silly signing that was. Bruno Gomares seems to be quite a signing for them.
Yeah, I mean, that back heel goal against Southampton. How's that for you?
One of the goals of the season, that is.
It's like, how's that for your debut goal?
I know.
But I mean, I think if they hadn't had the takeover, there's no way they would have got him. But obviously they've got the takeover, and Eddie Howe, to be fair, has done a brilliant job keeping them up. I think it's safe to say they're going to stay up this season. So I'm just interested to see what happens next season with them. To be honest, because can Eddie Howe take them, maybe to Europe? Who knows? With another transfer window, who knows really?
I wouldn't say that necessarily, Box. I think Brentford this season have been good. They were good for the first half of the season. They were in the top half. But they did what a lot of teams have done. Sort of played well the first half season, started to drop off. The problem with Brentford is the same with a lot of teams. They've been too inconsistent in recent times. They've won then lost and won then lost. Inconsistent FC. But even without Ericsson, they did all right. I mean, against Burnley, they were a bit pants, weren't they? But Ericsson's got Premier League experience. He'll be good for them. I wouldn't say he saved them, though, just yet. I mean, I wonder how long it's going to be before he actually gets himself on the score sheet. Because I don't think it'll be too long. Because he came close on a few occasions, actually, against Burnley. But when you're against Burnley, you just want to get 3 points over the line. You're not bothered about what the actual score is. Just get the win. Realistically. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Blah, 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 blah. Watford got a win against Southampton. I don't know whether people would say it was a good performance from Watford or just a bad day at the office for Southampton, really. I think there's a bit of both. But this Cucho Hernandez guy seems to be doing well for them.
I mean, it's weird, it's just one of them weird kind of results that, it's kind of, you don't really expect it. Like, you just expect Southampton to beat a team like Norwich. No, that's not Watford, sorry. But obviously, I promise it's not the barring what Norwich showed. But no, I think that, I didn't watch the game, but it was, to be fair, it's a brilliant result for Watford. If they stay up, results like this are going to be what they look back on. So, I mean, fair play, but, it's Southampton poor. I mean, to not beat Watford, I know United didn't beat Watford, but we missed a load of chances. I mean, Southampton probably missed a load of chances, but it's poor, really, isn't it? It's just poor.
Well, I mean, they've been really poor for a lot of the season. They just got walloped by Wolves 4-0. And personally, I think Southampton were, I think Southampton are a slightly better side than Wolves. Wolves are in the top 7, but I think they're average. Southampton have been an established Premier League club for years. Ever since it got promoted, I think, in 2011. Southampton are a really, really good side, but I just think that game yesterday, they didn't seem to get at the races. And then that mistake, that defensive mistake for the first goal, oh my God, that was disaster. Not Ben Foster, but Fraser Foster played a really risky pass, and I think it took a slight touch off a Watford play, just about went to a Southampton play. And then they passed it back to him with a weak pass, and Cucho literally latched onto it and put it in the net. It's mistakes like that that are going to cost you the season. You know, in this day and age, doesn't matter what team you're against, even if you're against, I mean, even if you're playing in the cup game against Bournemouth or something, in this day and age, doesn't matter what level of football you're playing, you make mistakes like that, you'll get punished, especially if you're against a team like Man City. If you do that against a team like Man City, well, you can literally, you can kiss goodbye because you're definitely going to concede there. City don't make mistakes. Yeah, there was some news about Old Trafford, apparently. There's some options. Either knock down Old Trafford and completely rebuild it. No. There's... I
think it's something about knocking it down.
Kind of extend the south stand or something. Why don't you just extend the bloody Sir Bobby Charlton stand? You know, that's the smallest stand. Just extend that to make that 2-tier or something. Make that bigger. I don't see why they'd need to. I don't see why they'd need to bloody knock it down. It's stupid. Watford will sack their manager if they go down. But Watford's board is absolutely ridiculous. There's Watford fans that are wanting Roy Hodgson to go already. And he's not even... I think he's only just like a month into it. But I've said to likes of Jude, I said, have you not considered the fact that your players are just dreadful? Because Watford's players, it doesn't matter what manager the likes of Norwich and Watford have, they'll go down because the players in that team just aren't good enough for this level of football. I think a lot of the players need to take some responsibility and stop trying to bloody, you know, and stop trying to bloody blame it on the boogie or blame it on the manager. Here's a question from Box. This will be interesting. I did a quiz the other week actually about the FA Cup one. If you want to check that, 11 out of 20 it was. I think you've got so it wasn't too bad.
No, it wasn't.
I still can't believe that nil now pie question. That's going to live long in the memory, I think, Garrick. That one. He got a question about Brighton against West Brom, and he got it wrong. Quiz question for the panel. I mean, there's literally only me and Owen, because I don't think Niall's coming back on. He's having problems with his internet while next to it. Can you name the Watford managers? Can you name the managers Watford had since 2010? God. I mean, how many managers are we looking at? 19. Right. Well, I can name a fair few. So, oh, God. Gianfranco Sola. Walter Massari. Whatever his name was. So there's Roy Hodgson. At the minute, obviously. Cisco, or whatever his name was.
Kike Sanchez Flores.
Kike Sanchez Flores, yes, it was him. Who was manager before Cisco?
It was Nigel Pearson, manager of Watford.
I think he was at one point, yes. Well, this is good. 19 managers, we got 6 so far. 2010. Right, Sanchez Flores was twice, so that's 2. So you can think of the main ones, and then trying to think of the other ones.
Yeah. So I think like Watford, if they have 3 managers a season,
they had a plenty of managers. Yeah, plenty. They've had more managers than the local chip shop.
More managers than I've had hot dinners.
I'd be worried if you only have 19 dinners in 12 years. Didn't he have an wasn't there another ex-footballer he had? Sean Dyche. Didn't even know Sean Dyche was there. There was a manager who beat United. Going back a while, mind. What's the name of that? It's difficult, actually, isn't it? Well, we've definitely got, I think, 7 or 8. Didn't even know Sean Dyche had one, though. You said the Fulham manager. They've had a couple of Fulham managers. Marco Silva, I think, was Watford. Didn't he have Marco Silva as manager once? Or was that just Everton?
Marco
Manieri
Silva,
was there for like 2 months.
I think Marco Silva might be right, Daz, actually.
Manieri was there for like a month. Because I know he said he used to buy pizzas for them when they won. Hodgson. I don't know why I'm thinking of this name, but did Harry Redknapp have a spell? Oh, Jokanovic. Of course. Did Harry Redknapp have a spell at Watford?
I don't think he might. Not between 2010, though, surely.
Oh, I don't know. This is difficult. We've got a fair few, but it's difficult. Yapstam. No, he was at Reading, wasn't he? Oh, dear God.
Neil Warnock or someone hasn't. He hasn't.
No, Neil Warnock has never been Watford manager. Malky Mackay.
Oh.
Cardiff manager in 2013. That was until he got sacked and was replaced by Ollie.
Someone like Steve Coppell managed Watford.
Steve Cotterill.
Steve Coppell. I don't know whether I'm just trying to throw names out there, but I don't know.
Who's that former Hull manager?
Oh, Phil Brown. Is it Phil Brown?
Did he ever spell at Watford?
Don't know. What?
No United managers had a spell at Watford. I know that for a fact. So none of the United managers.
What about Mick McCarthy?
Who's their managing? They had some. Well, Lord. They had some. Was it Croatian manager or something back in like 2019, 2020, before, I think it was before COVID. What was his name? It ended in IC, because obviously something itch, I think it was. I can't remember what his name is. There was only a short name as well. Ivic. That's his name. Yeah, whatever his name's, Vladimir Ivic or something silly like that. Javi Gracia, Oscar Garcia, Oh, they're mostly foreign managers, or we were looking at English managers.
Javi Gracia, I forgot about him.
Giuseppe Sananino. Yeah, a name I'd like you to know. Good old English name, that. Yeah, bloody hell. Yeah, good. Wasn't Ivic the Serbian fella? I thought he was Croatian. He may have been Serbian. The hell do I don't know. I mean, I've slept since 2010. Billy McKinley. Was he?
Billy McKinley.
Yeah.
It's
That
long
ago. You're saying 2010 here. It's like saying who's been Manchester United manager since 2010. There's only been a few. We all know them ones. Alex, Moyes, Van Gaal, Jose, Ollie. And that was about it. Well, and now Ralph. So it's difficult with Watford because they sack managers every 2 seconds. So, you know, you could have someone who's literally been there like 2 weeks. I mean, Sam Allardyce was England manager for about a month, if lucky, to be honest. Carrick was our best manager. Mate, he was caretaker. He was not manager at all. He wasn't manager at all. Let's have a look at the Champions League games anyways. So we already know the teams that are through, which is Liverpool, Man City, Bayern. I couldn't believe it when I saw they'd beaten Salzburg 7-1. And I wouldn't care. I was watching Borough get walloped by Sheffield United at the time. Then I turned on to the Bayern game after the game and I saw it was 7-1. I was like, what? I mean, I knew we'd beat them, but I didn't think it was going to be 7-1. I was like, Christ, I mean, I'd still hate to beat them.
It was a battering, to be fair. Absolutely. I mean, because Bayern are good, but like saving 7-1, you got to say that's very impressive.
Yeah. So we've got Real Madrid beating PSG as well. Happy days. By the way, what a player Karim Benzema is.
Yeah, class, yeah. That third goal, that Hattrick goal, like literally just after kickoff. I don't know what Verratti's doing, but I mean, it was a great instinctive finish from Benzema, to be fair. What a player.
He hit it first time.
And, you know, it should kind of just goes to show that Pochettino can't hack it at the top level.
Such shame. After Lafayette, you've got Mbappe, you've got Neymar, you've got Verratti, Sergio Ramos, Kimpembe, Hakimi, Messi, Donnarumma, etc. You've got loads of fantastic top quality players. You've got one of the best teams in the world. You can't even beat Real Madrid, who have in the last couple of years have been bang average since Ronaldo left. You know, unbelievable. So Real Madrid, Man City, Liverpool, and Bayern are the first 4 teams into the quarterfinal draw, which is Friday. So that'll be that's not the next stream, because I'm going to be live for tomorrow. I'm going to be live tomorrow, most likely for Birmingham versus Borough, because I think my dad will want to watch it on the red button. Even though I hate the red button, it's cack. But we'll probably be live for that tomorrow. Well, I don't think there's anything on Wednesday night. No, because Bayern do not play. So there's now on Wednesday night. And then after tomorrow night, next stream will be Friday, when we'll be live for about 3 hours or some. Well, it won't be 3 hours. When we'll be live from 11 o'clock in the morning till about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So we'll be live for about 2 hours for the Champions League, Europa League, and the Conference League draws. So there you go. We'll see what happens there. So that's on Friday. Looking forward to that stream, by the way. And 4 teams are left to be decided. United against Atletico. Will we beat Atletico? Because if we play like we did against Tottenham Hotspurs, and I thought we were excellent against them. Best first half performance this season. I mean, I know we went in 2-1 up. We should have went in by a lot more. We were superb. So if we played like we did against Spurs, I don't see why we can't beat Atletico Madrid, because Atletico Madrid away from home, they'll find, there'll be more pressure on them at Old Trafford.
Yeah.
And the crowd backsides. So
I just have a feeling we might. It's going to be difficult, but I have a feeling we might just nick it. Just nick it.
I hope we do. It'd be nice. And another game to be decided, ended 2-2 in the first leg in Lisbon, is Ajax against Benfica. Now, that's already been... The first leg was a brilliant first leg. Mm-hmm. The second leg is in Amsterdam. Who's going through?
I think... I remember watching it. It was a brilliant game. I feel like maybe... It's tough to call because Benfica have Nunes, who's pretty good. So I think this might go to extra time penalties, this game. I think it might be the first Champions League knockout game that goes to penalties in ages.
Yeah.
And then I think I'll say Ajax win on pens. But it's close. It'll be very close.
Well, I will say Ajax have a 100% win record at home in the Champions League. Well, this campaign, but I think a lot of teams do, actually. Even United, actually. Well, United don't have a 100% record. We've got a 66% record at the minute. Would you sign any players from Ajax? I tell you, I tell you one person I would look at, Justin Timber. Not Timberlake, but Justin Timber. He's a quick. He's a good defender. He's quick. He's physical. Knows where he needs to be. He's brilliant. Justin Timber would be a player I'd look at. Tadic possibly. I mean, he's a great player for them. But if I'm actually going to go for one player in particular, for me, Anthony. I know a lot of people have said about him before, but I would possibly look at Tadic and Timber, but one player I would certainly get is Anthony. Definitely. He's fast, he's strong, he's really good on it. He's absolutely magnificent on the ball. Definitely get him at right mid. Gives Sancho a bit of competition, but we could move Sancho to a completely different position doing that, and then Anthony just slips in. Because he can play anywhere. He's a really good player. I think he can have a good team, so it's a tough one to call, isn't it?
I like that Gravenbach as well. Ron Gravenbach, he's good. Gravenbach, yeah.
Yeah, he's good.
I think I prefer Anthony, but
yeah,
I do
he's
like
good.
him.
He's good, but would he? I mean, it's alright saying how good someone is, but realistically, a player like Gravenberch, don't get me wrong, is a really good player. Would he do it in the Prem now?
It's a good point. I don't know. It's a different league, isn't it?
I didn't know he was that old. Maybe not then.
Tadic is probably just past his prime. Like his prime was probably 2019.
Right. 600k a week. Jeez, I wouldn't even offer him 300. He's cack. Yeah, it's always tough coming to the Premier League if you've never played in the Premier League. It's a very tough league to sort of get used to quickly. I think Ajax will go through and continue their 100% record. I think we'll see Ajax in the quarters. You said it's anyone's game. Chelsea, I think, practically through. I think they'll beat. They're already 2-0 up against Lille, but it's away from home. I mean, Lille are a good side, but I think Chelsea will just try and defend it out. Try and get a goal, make it 3-0, and then just try and defend it out. I think realistically, Chelsea will go through in that one. But I think Lille will give them a bit of a test. Certainly at home.
Yeah, same. I think Chelsea will just I think Chelsea will probably win on the night and go through, to be honest. They did all the work in the first leg, I think. So, yeah, pretty comfortable for Chelsea, I think.
And then this game's going to be interesting because it was a team that United beat in both games in the group stage, just about. It's the Yellow Submarine against the Old Lady. And the first leg was 1-1 in Villarreal. This time it's in Turin. So it's Juve against Villarreal. 1-1 on the legs. 1-1 in the title minute. With Juve being at home, I'm going to say Juve will win. Because Juve don't normally lose at home. And certainly in Champions League, they're quite relentless, aren't they, in the Champions League at home?
Yeah, I think Villarreal are a decent team, but I do just think that, as you said, like home advantage is pretty important, especially when you've got no away goals. Again, like the no away goal rule is massive, so I think it'll be exactly. I think Juventus will go through. I agree. I think Villarreal might make it edgy for like the first 60 minutes, but Juventus will probably end up going through. Probably, I reckon they'll go through by 2 goals.
So, fair enough then. So Juventus, Chelsea, United possibly, and I think Ajax. Did you pick a team?
Yeah, I think I said I think Ajax might win it on penalties. I reckon it'll be really close. But I think Ajax will win on pens.
For anyone who's watching the game between Palace and Man City tonight, lineups have just been announced. Edison's in goal for Man City. Kyle Walker, John Stones, Aymeric Laporte, and João Cancelo's in defence. Kevin De Bruyne, Rodri, Bernardo Silva, all in midfield. Jack Grealish, Riyad Mahrez are the wingers, with Phil Foden up front. By the looks of it. Crystal Palace's team. If it'll show Palace's side. Palace's team is Gaeta, Klein, Guehi, Anderson, Mitchell, Kouyaté, Schlupp, Olise, Wilfred Zaha, and John-Philippe Mateta. So, fairly strong lineup for both teams. I think realistically, City are going to win that. Yeah,
you think so, wouldn't you? You think so? Liverpool will be begging for them to win.
Potential banana skin, possibly. Palace away is a bit of a banana skin for a lot of teams. So, you never know. Right, where are we? FA Cup, I was going to mention the FA Cup, didn't I? I'd forgotten about that. The FA Cup this weekend, probably one of the more entertaining ties. Well, I mean, they're all entertaining, but one of the big ties is at the Riverside, and it's the Borough versus Chelsea. I was just saying before that the way Chelsea played against Newcastle, they didn't look brilliant. And I don't know whether it's because this whole Abramovich situation has sort of got to the head. But if they play like they did against Newcastle, which I thought was cack, because I thought it was garbage in that game, play like that at the Riverside Stadium, and it's bye because you've lost. We're looking to get 10 home wins on the bounce in all competitions, and who better to do it than against Chelsea?
Yeah, that'd be brilliant.
Yeah, Chelsea aren't particularly great at the minute. They're struggling. They're obviously having issues with the Abramovich situation. There'll be a full stadium practically of both fans. They've only sold 1,500. So they won't have too much in the way of support there. We'll have a full stadium. Everyone's going to be supporting the Borough. And I think every time Chelsea get the ball, it'll just be boos for a lot of the game. It'll be quite a feisty game. But if Borough turn up, then I think we can do it. Play like we did against Spurs, then we'll definitely play well. If we play well against Spurs, we'll definitely do well and possibly win. Again, it's all down to taking our chances. Because against Spurs, we didn't really take our chances. And Josh Coburn won us a game. So in these sort of games, it's all down to who turns up. We could cause a humongous shock and get to the semi-finals for the first time, I believe, since we actually got to the final, which was against Chelsea in 1998, I think it was. Now, the only problem is, we played Chelsea so many times in the FA Cup, never beaten them. The last time we played them, 2013. Now, this was at the time when they were European champions. We lost 2-0 at home. Now, we're against Chelsea this year. They're European champions at home. So fingers crossed that doesn't happen. You didn't get a ticket. Oh, dear. Sad game. I did. I got my usual seat right behind the dugout.
Results.
I'm looking forward to that game. Vlog should be interesting when it comes out. I hope we don't have to go on for another bloody 120 minutes though, like we did against Spurs.
Do you think it'll be the same team that played against Spurs, or do you think Coburn will play?
No. I hope Josh Coburn starts, but I don't think he will. He always Chris Wilder always seems to play either Watmore and Connolly or Connolly and Biddy Flo Balogun. Now, Connolly and Balogun up top. Cack. Absolutely. The Premier League players and they're about as useful as a chocolate fire guard. Or as I say, they're about as good as a wet fart.
I was waiting for that, yeah. I was waiting for it. But yeah, I mean,
I'd like to see Coburn and Watmore up top, but it's whether they do that. If we can keep the likes of Lukaku, Werner out, then I think we'll do well because they're the main threats.
Well, if you make it to the final, you would have beaten United, Spurs, and Chelsea to get there, so you would have had a hard route.
Yeah, and then the semi-finals would probably be against Liverpool. We'd get walloped.
And the final, Man City.
Yes. If we somehow beat all of them, bloody hell. First trophy we've won in, what is now 18 years. 2004. And that's the only cup we've ever won.
So yeah,
2004 against Bolton Wanderers. Sad shame.
If you get, this is probably a stupid question, but if you get to the semi-final, are you getting a ticket?
No.
There's
no way I'm going to Wembley. Went to Wembley for the playoff final, and that cost over 100 odd quid.
All right, okay.
It's way too expensive. So me and Dad will do the classic thing: do a watch along, watch it at home. And it'll probably, to be honest, it'll probably end up being a bloody day where I'm not available. So you know, and I have a feeling the FA Cup semi-finals are actually played on the 16th of April.
Well, they'll be on a weekend, won't they?
Now, yeah, if the semi-finals are played on the 16th of April, then that's bad news because Mask are at home to the team it's literally the biggest game of the season for Mask United, who are at home to Liversedge. First versus second. Now, literally, we win. If Mask win that game, they could win the league. So, I probably won't be going to Wembley anyway because we can't afford it. So, we'll probably go to Mask. But I say, hopefully, if the Borough game, I'm hoping if Borough do get to the semi-finals, that it's on the Sunday, and then I don't have to miss it. Because realistically, even if it's the Saturday, I'm going to Mask versus Liversedge. There's no way. It's top of the league against second. There's literally Liversedge have got a game in hand on us, so the gap is literally 3 points. And if they win that game in hand, I think there's like goal difference separating us. So that's the game that could decide the title, really. Yeah, there's 3 points separating us. And the problem is if Liversedge do win their game in hand, they go above us because they've got a much better goal difference. So
it's a big game. It's a big game.
It's a massive game. But I'm not going to lie, it'll get to that day, and I'll be crapping myself. Really will be.
In a way, that's what being a football fan's all about, though, isn't it? That sort of feeling.
I'll make sure I take 3 pairs of pants with me for that. On to the FA Cup games on Sunday. 3 games taking place. Crystal Palace against Everton. I think realistically, the way Everton are playing, Palace should win. And Palace are at home.
Yeah.
So, who knows?
To be fair, I guess I'll probably watch them tonight, and then I'll probably know more about what I think will happen. But Everton are shocking.
They'll get
basic. So I feel like Everton are just crap. So even if Palace play poorly, I think they'll beat Everton.
They didn't even play that well against Boreham Wood.
Exactly. Ridiculous, really. So I think Palace will beat Everton.
Southampton against Man City. People are saying that there's too many deluded City fans around saying, we're going to win 4-0 against Southampton. Southampton away in the Cup is a bloody tough tie. And I think it's going to be a tough game for City. Never mind. It's a tough game for Southampton, definitely. But I think City will struggle. And I think Southampton will definitely score. Unbelievably, I'm going to stick my nose out. Bloody hell. And people will probably clip this and say, hey, you said City were going to lose. But I'm going to say Southampton are going to go through. I just think City will underestimate them. I mean, they do struggle on occasions at Southampton. So I think Southampton, I'm going to stick my nose out and say Southampton will go through. I hope they do.
Well, Southampton have already drawn with City, haven't they, in the league this season when they went to St Mary's in the league. So
I mean, they beat West Ham comfortably. West Ham are a good side.
They are. I think it'll be close. I think maybe Man City might just edge it, but I think to say that it's going to be easy for Man City is just it's just ridiculous.
Ridiculous, City fans for you.
Not many of them are, is there? So
the final game is a clash of 2 European champions. 1980s winners, Nottingham Forest, take on Liverpool. What a tie. And Nottingham Forest, I think Nottingham Forest will do well against Liverpool. Liverpool at the minute, Liverpool are doing well. They look like a team that can be beaten. So did Arsenal, though, when they went to Nottingham Forest. And Forest have beaten Arsenal. They've beaten Leicester City as well. So they've beaten 2 really good sides to get to this stage. Who else did they beat? Oh, they beat Huddersfield, but Huddersfield, the top 6, I think, in the Championship. They're an okay side, but they're nothing compared to the Premier League teams. They've beaten 2, I'd say, possibly big. They've beaten 2 of the big 8 sides, I'd say. I'm not saying big 6, but to be honest, I'd say Leicester City are close to become one of the big sides as well. So maybe big 8 sides. They've beaten one of the top teams in the league. They've beaten the team on form in Arsenal as well. Could they beat Liverpool? And they're at home. They've got a good record at the City ground, so they won a good unbeaten one at home as well. So,
and of course they've got Borough loanee Jed Spence as well.
He's doing well. He's been linked with Bayern,
Can you imagine? He goes from Borough to Bayern. I mean,
he'll be eventually. Obviously, he won't start ahead of Benjamin Pavard.
True. I think I too bad when they played against Leicester, they were like brilliant. I thought they were fantastic. So, and Leicester, I know Leicester haven't been playing well recently, but Leicester is still they're a half decent side. So, I think Liverpool again. It's going to be it's going to be close. I think there's always one sort of unexpected result, and I wouldn't be surprised if Nottingham Forest knocked Liverpool out, to be honest. But I think maybe the home crowd might help Forest. I'm going to stick my neck on the line and say Forest might knock them out, to be honest.
So there's Borough, Southampton, Forest, and Palace. That would be the ideal semi-final. No big team.
Back to the sort of the 80s of the FA Cup. You know, the sort of
an interesting one. But the last time Southampton got to a cup final, we all remember.
Yeah.
Zlatan!
and just
2017 Carabao Cup.
Just Lingard as well.
I know that was my reaction when Zlatan got up for the header in 2017. I think I was out at the time when the final was on and came in just like I think about 15 minutes ago or something. Saw the goal and I just went, good ball, Zlatan! Yes!
The man for the big occasion.
Now said the computer froze, he sent the message. Right. No worries then. Oh dear. Well, don't you love that? Don't you love that when things go wrong? I've always wondered, ever since Ronaldo started doing that Sue celebration, I always wonder, who's Sue?
So yeah, Sue.
Who's Sue? There's no way Everton can get relegated the same season to start a build for 52,888 seat stadium. What a weird number. I mean, they still won't account. Half the time they barely sell out their entire stadium.
Well, look at Sunderland. They've got a big
shadow behind Owen. I think it's a photo, isn't it, behind you?
Yes, it's a poster. That's not. It's not. No, it's Eminem. It's Eminem.
Not about that, I think. Because he says he thinks it's some sort of shadow.
No. Oh, there is like a bit of a. Oh, no, there isn't really. I don't know why. Yeah, it's probably the poster, but yeah. No, it's just Eminem. I hope not.
No. Here's one for you, Ollie. I went to the shop the other day to get some milk, and this guy started throwing loads of cheese at me and loads of bloody yogurt at me and loads of butter. I was like, I'm ducking out the way and I'm saying, how dare we, mate?
Oh, how dare we? It's one of those days. It's one of those days.
Yeah. There we go. Just very quickly, obviously no Manchester United game this weekend with obviously the FA Cup. A few games postponed, but the only games that are taking place. Villa against Arsenal Saturday lunchtime. That's a hard game for Villa. I mean, Arsenal are on good form at the minute, so it's a tough game for Aston Villa, that one, because Arsenal are in top four. Doing rather well at the minute, but Villa are also slowly climbing up the table and doing well under Steven Gerrard. So I'd say it's a tough game for Villa, but Villa could get something from that.
They could do. They really could do. They're annoyingly under Gerrard. They're doing all right. They've been slipping up recently, but
yeah, of course.
Exactly. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. That's Rooney.
Originally, yeah. I just do it alone. Yeah, of course. I sound like a bloody farmer. Yeah, of course. No, sorry. This is how to speak. This is how to speak in Liverpool. Yeah, of course. Spit language.
Yeah. But.
You have to take an umbrella with you when you go to
Liverpool. Sorry to any Liverpudlians in the chat. Well, not sorry.
Not really.
But yeah, they could. They definitely could. You know, they're decent, but I just it's going to be interesting. They drew with us. I mean, we kind of bottled it, but we're 2-1 lead. No, 2-0 lead, was it?
Against Villa, yeah. And Coutinho came on, got a
Of
goal and an
course.
assist.
It's like, of course he did. Yeah, just has to be. But yeah, no, the Villa are all right. I think they could get a result.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Sunday, 2 games on Sunday. Leicester against Brentford. I can't see Leicester losing that.
No, unless Ivan Toney's in form.
Well, he's on good form, isn't he? He scored 5 goals in 2. But they were against Norwich and Burnley, 2 of the worst teams in the league. So
True.
Still, some of the goals he scored were decent. I mean, 3 penalties.
Yeah. I think he's the 4th top goal scorer in the Premier League.
Is he?
I think so. I saw that somewhere today. Unless they were wrong.
He isn't. He's the 7th top scorer in the league.
Okay, so there's not.
Jesus. Salah's on 20.
Hmm.
Somehow Ronaldo is the 2nd top scorer. I mean, I don't even think he's been amazing. 12.
Shoo.
Salah's on 20, and Ronaldo's 2nd on 12. I think Salah's getting the golden boot this time.
Yeah.
He's on 12. Jota and Mane both on 12. Son, Kane, Tony on 11. I think the reason why Tony is actually 7th is because he's got less assists than Kane and Son. We'll have to go by assists as well.
All right.
Mahrez, Vardy, and Sterling all on 10. Bruno, Dennis, De Bruyne, Rafinha, Smith Rowe, Wilfred Zaha all on 9. So there's a lot of players on the same amount of goals here. Belly laughing there. That's nice. Leicester Brentford though. I mean, if Tony's on his A game, they could win that. But I think realistically, the way Leicester are playing, Leicester should win that. And they're on. Newcastle, Palace, Everton, and United's games are postponed due to the cup. Tottenham versus West Ham, another London derby, and that's a top 4 clash.
Yeah, hopefully that's a draw. Hopefully.
Well, if it isn't a draw, then it means United. Well, if it's a win for West Ham, we're down to 6th.
Yeah. I feel like West Ham have sort of lost their way a little bit recently, but I think they might beat Spurs.
A bit inconsistent. They win some, then lose some, and then they're winning again.
I feel like they might beat Spurs, to be fair. I don't know about Spurs. Like, attacking-wise, they're good, but defensively, they're hopeless. They're kind of like us, really. So, yeah. I think West Ham might beat them. It's at West Ham, isn't it?
No, it's at the toilet seat.
Oh, all right. That changes it, actually. There might be a draw then. Hopefully it's a draw, because...
Harry... a game on Friday I've missed.
This Friday?
Another big game. It's a big game in the way of the top 6 and in the relegation battle, because it's Wolves against Leeds.
Ooh.
A Wolves win takes them 1 point behind United. A defeat for Leeds means they stay 4 points behind the relegation zone. A win for them takes them 7 points ahead. I'm not going to lie, a draw would be good. Or even though it's silly to say this, United-wise, a Wolves win, because I just want Leeds to go down.
Same.
But at the same time, we could do without without going up top 6. So a draw would be good, or dare I say, a Leeds win really for United. I would like to see Leeds lose, but you never know if that's going to happen. To be honest, it's a tough game, that one, Knox. Wolves are doing all right. Lowest, one of the lowest scorers, but one of the best defences in the league against Leeds, who can barely score, never mind defend. So There's a cack and everything.
Yeah.
But that win against Norwich will give them a good boost in confidence going into the game at Molyneux. So, who knows? Who knows? Football's a funny old game, isn't it? Right. Depends what Spurs you get.
Depends whether they're Spursy or not.
Yeah, well, I certainly won't be spurring them on. Well, I think United actually will, because West Ham go above us.
Would Spurs not go above us though as well if they won?
No, I think they're like 5 points behind.
They have games in hand though, do they?
They might.
They
might. I don't actually know, to be honest with you.
That's all right. They have 2 games in hand over us actually. Well, what I'm surprised by is we've only got 9 Premier League games.
We'll have a game in. Well, we'll have a game in hand because they'll have a game in hand on us, but we'll also have a game in hand on other teams as well because we're not playing against Liverpool. So, which is probably ideal at this time.
Wow. The less games the better, I think.
There's some interesting games this week, though. The Champions League taking place tomorrow and Wednesday. Some big games in that. United, Atletico, Ajax, Benfica, Juventus, Villarreal, and Chelsea, Lille. We don't even need to bother about because they'll win that. There's also the Europa League coming up on Thursday. Rangers did well against Red Star, but I thought Red Star should have had at least 2 goals. They had 3 goals disallowed for offside and a penalty saved. I don't know how that one ended 3-0 to Rangers, but they're going to it's one of the most the most terrorizing place, should I say?
Oh yeah, the most hostile.
Most hostile place in Europe. Crvena Zvezda, Belgrade, Serbia. They'll struggle there. Let's be honest.
Yeah, I think
awful.
I remember Spurs went there in the Champions League, and it took them a while to break the deadlock. So yeah,
I mean, it took us till half time to score Partizan. You remember with Tony Marshall with a pen. We only won 1-0 there. Tough place to go, really, Belgrade. Doesn't matter which one you're against. Tough place to go. So, who knows? Anything can happen. Barcelona was struggling. Couldn't even beat Galatasaray. God. What is it with Barca this season? You know, a lot of people are saying, oh, Barca going into the Europa League, they'll absolutely breeze past everyone and win it. They only, just to say it, got through against Napoli, and at the minute, they've got to go to Turkey and take on Galatasaray. I think Barca will lose, if I'm being honest. Because Galatasaray at home in Turkey, very hostile atmosphere there as well. I don't see Barcelona winning there, personally. If they do, I'd be surprised, personally.
Yeah.
Right. Don't think there's anything else in the live chat. No. Well, I think we'll wrap it up there. I mean, we've been on for an hour and a half, and it's a bit of a shame that Niall's computer wasn't working, so I'm sure he'll have had a fair few bits to say as well here and there. But yeah, I think we've done well, actually.
Yeah, we've squeezed a lot out of that. That was brilliant. I think it's been good. It's been good, Darryl. Thanks for having me on.
So we've done well there. Cheers, mate. Thanks for coming on. We'll be back again next week, hopefully. All being well. But next stream will be tomorrow night. It'll most likely be Borough versus Birmingham. It probably will be. I'll try and sort out thumbnail for that tomorrow. But we'll be live with Dad, I think, tomorrow night, unless he's going to play football, which I don't know. He might be. He might not be. I doubt he will, because the place where he plays football, which is actually the place where he plays five-a-side football on a Tuesday night, is actually my secondary school, which is at the minute, I think the leisure centre is closed for GCSE mock exams. So I highly doubt that they'll be playing there. They might be playing somewhere else. I don't know. We'll see. If Dad's playing football tomorrow, then I won't do Birmingham Borough because realistically, I'm not going to lie. I'm not a fan of red button. I can't be bothered with the Sky Sports red button. Half the time, it never works. So if Dad's not available, then I'm doing United Atletico because I can't be bothered with the red button. It does me head in. And I'm not even on the red button. But if I'm with Dad, then, well, I'll see. We'll see what happens. Either way, we'll probably be live tomorrow. If we're not live, then, we should be live. I don't know. It depends how I am because I've got to have a bloody crown fitted, so I don't know how I'll be after that. And I've got, and I've still been struggling with my mental health side as well. So we'll see what happens. You might see me tomorrow, you might not, but we don't know. Realistically, you probably will, unless you see anything in the community posts. Now, make sure you keep checking out the community posts because I am putting updates on. If there's a stream that I'm not doing, I will put it in there. If I don't see you tomorrow, I should do, really. We'll see what happens. But if I don't see you tomorrow, I'll see you on Friday, hopefully. I'll see you on Friday. A lot of people will be at school on Friday because the Champions League, Europa League and European Conference League draws are taking place at 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock and 12:30. So I'll be live from 11 o'clock till about 1-ish, maybe end probably about quarter to 1, whatever. So I'll be on from 11 o'clock on Friday morning anyway for the Champions League draw. We'll be staying on for the Europa League draw and the European Conference League draw. For some reason, I don't know why they can't just have it as the Champions League, Europa League, and then Conference League draw, and then just finish it off at 12:30. Finish it off at like 12:30. They have the Champions League one till 11:30. They then have something called ESPN FC, which is until 12. Then got the Europa League and the Conference League draws. Can't you just do the Europa League one, then go for a break, then do the Europa League one, then go for a break, and then the Conference League one? Would make it a lot quicker. We could get all 3 draws done within the hour, but we won't do that. So I'll be on from 11 o'clock on Friday anyway. Should see you all tomorrow anyway. If not, don't question why. I've already told you the basic reasons at the minute. Because mentally, I haven't been great recently, mentally wise at the minute. What I will say is because we lost another family member the other week.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that.
Yeah, so I can't tell you who it is because I've been told I'm not allowed to. But I'm not allowed to on social media. So
that's fair enough.
But yes, what a dreadful year it's been for us so far. But well, it's life for you. It's life. We'll be back again next week with This Week in Football, all being well, for episode number 29, where we'll be most likely talking about the FA Cup draw, because I think that's going to be taking place at some point. It might even be Sunday night. If it's Sunday night, then I'll be live for that as well. So I don't know. We'll soon find out. Actually, I'll just have a look while I'm here. Might help. FA Cup semi-final draw 2022. You idiot. No, not the Scottish Cup. No, the FA Cup semi-final. No, they're not two-legged. Blah, blah. Right, well, I assume it's it doesn't say when it is, but I assume it'll be either Sunday or Monday. It's ideal if it's Monday evening because we can just stay on This Week in Football and do the draw. So it'd be ideal. But thanks everyone for watching. Make sure you drop a like, subscribe for more. And we'll be back again very, very soon indeed. Bye!
Bye!